Good morning. I just realised that I've fluffed up. How unprofessional of me. I scheduled to go 10:50 p.m. tonight, not 10:50 a.m. I was like, why isn't it showing go live? Because you went empty. Never mind. So I don't know if anybody's going to come in. I thought, I'll give people like 5 minutes notice, which is quite good for me. But they're probably thinking, oh, great, it's going to be on later when we're all about. But here I am now. Anyway, yeah, I hope some people come in because I really wanted to just catch up with everybody. RJ, how are you? I see that your sales have been banging. You're having a good Q4. My Q4 is, it's not like usual Q4s. And are you all ready for Christmas? Have to ask that then. Is everyone ready for Christmas? Oh, lovely people in. Good morning, Limelight Binti. Good morning, Catherine. Are you all ready? I'm doing that classic. I've just got a few bits to get, just a few bits and bobs. I'm going to go. I might swim this morning, but I will definitely try and get myself in the jacuzzi and de-stress this morning. That's what I'm planning to do after this. I've already done I do 10 listings in the morning, Monday to Friday. I do 50 listings a week at the moment. So already done those, done some, oh my God, some amazing. Look at this, Millefiori. I don't even see that, Millefiori. And it's like, got like brutalist edges. And my favorite thing at the moment is to look up when you have the full hallmarks, the dates, and it's my birth year, which is 1971. Freaking gorgeous. And I got that from a Chelsea. And I thought, it was like $12.99. I thought it was a bit much, but it's a bit over my buy cost. But then I thought it was just a 925er. But when I actually got my loop out, because I keep forgetting to take that out, and also I can't see and I don't wear my glasses, I was like, oh, nice stunning surprise this morning. But yeah, if I can look at the stuff I did loads of chunky monkeys today, although I'm not using that as my keywords. Right, let's just set it. Yeah, so I did put, ask me anything as well. I just wanted to catch up, really. Morning, Antoinette. Just put the kettle on. Lovely. Yeah, I've got tea here. Chris picked these up, Catherine. Do you remember? They didn't go anywhere. Oh, God, look. It's their little faces. Just put a smile on anything, and I like it. I've had a lot on Ninky, but that's true, actually. I have had a lot on, a lot. Yeah. I am actually, my anger levels are subsiding. It's like I have that amount of patience usually, but they've gone down into almost minus. So everything was just sparking me. So 2024 will be the year of a calmer me, relatively for me. I'm trying to scroll down. I'm still not used to the laptop. Karen! Good morning, my beautiful Shelley Wally Belly. Off to Docs in a minute for old lady check. Oh, yeah, have fun with that. RJ, eBay and Amazon, poor. Etsy and my website, very good. Merry Christmas to you. That's interesting you say that about Etsy, because a lot of people are quite gripey with Etsy at the moment, aren't they? A lot of people saying sales aren't there, and Etsy's, been doing dodgy things this year, like holding people's money, and yeah, so that's good that you're getting good sales on Etsy. Good morning, nice surprise. Morning, Leanne. Morning, Rachel. Perfect procrastination not to go for food shopping. Oh, God. This is the weird thing about actually where I am now. Actually, I do, because I hate supermarket shopping. Because I don't like, oh my God, don't put me in a big supermarket because I hate it. I won't do it. I like, like the crappy, like ice. We've got an Iceland. We've got everything. We've got Waitrose Iceland, like a mini Tesco. We've got loads of little, like the shops that are open all weird hours and have the big barrels of oil outside. There's loads of those popping up, and I find it really odd because I'm like, wouldn't you just pop into Waitrose? It's opposite. But I think, like Offies and stuff. So maybe like Waitrose does shut at some point and then you can go in there. But there's a few popping up. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, yeah, there's like a million in my local, but there's a million like cafes, supermarkets, hairdressers, nail places, which is good. Oh, sorry, where did I go with this? I've got an Aldi within cycling distance. So I've been trying everything. But yeah, the point is that I haven't had any big Tesco shops. I'll tell you what I did have. No, there is no point to this, so it's fine. I'll tell you, yeah, so when I was cycling back from town the other day, I thought, I'm passing Aldi, like it's next to the station, so I just cycled my bike up and popped in there, because I knew this already, but Connie like consumes her body weight every day in milk. She's had a lot of cereal, and now not having deliveries. Well, that's the thing. I had Amazon sent me a £20 off £70 voucher on, don't know if I told you about this, on Morrison's on Amazon. And I thought, all right, I'll try that. I mean, obviously with £20 off, it's definitely worth it. If you spend £60, you get free delivery. I tell you what, I absolutely loved it. But you do pay, I sort of looking, you pay extra pence on everything you're buying. And I think that's how they do it. But everything comes in, is that one there? Amazon, is that one? Oh no, that's something else. But everything comes in like brown paper bags like that, which is obviously they're recyclable and you can still be recycling in it to go out. So I liked that. And the most amazing thing, sorry if this is not what you're here for, but that I loved about it is when I tried to do the shop, it was like, oh yes, it'll be here in 2 hours. And I'm like, oh no, I want to schedule it for later. You can't. It's just basically you shop, it's here in 2 hours. I'm like, wow, that's quite amazing actually. So I had to like wait a bit till when I wanted it to be here in 2 hours. And it's a bit like, sorry if I've talked about this before, but it's a good service. And the guy that turned up with it's not an Amazon driver. It's like, I think it must be like when people Uber and they can just, I think I've got this right. You can sign up for something and you can just go and do like a run or a pickup and drop it somewhere, because it was just a normal guy in his car, pulled up outside, all these little brown bags. Jobs are good, and he was lovely. I was like, wow, this is a service. Like if you want something quick, what if it's late at night and you've run out of Snowball mix? Morrison's. Yeah, I did rate it, but yeah, I'm shopping everywhere at the moment. Anyway, there you go. I don't know how that came about. Please put any questions in the chat if you want to ask me anything. Keep it clean, please. Let me scroll down. Oh, let's go back up. Good morning, Kim. Is that a new name or somebody who's now got an account? Welcome, if so. Glad to find your new flat like the tour. Oh, thank you. Oh, we love it. Absolutely love it. And I was quite worried, as usual, but and it's slowly getting there. Well, the sofa won't come until January, which I got off of eBay. But I'll show you it when it arrives. It's like, this is like well, I'd say it's a luxury guilty pleasure, but it's a Chesterfield and it's being made in Lancashire, I think. But we'll see when it gets here. It's a 3-seater. How much did I pay? £8.50, I think. And when you compare it to DFS, it's all right. Anyway, we'll see. So we're on beanbags at the moment, and we unwrapped a rug yesterday, which I might start doing my vintage photos on, because I haven't got the rainbow. But yeah, we do love it. And I was worried after we had to inadvertently spend a week at Tom's flat. His flat is so nice, like over 2 floors and just so warm and so lovely. and the views. It overlooks, this sounds really dodgy, but it overlooks a private girls' school, like their grounds. The views there are incredible, like across the green. And I was worried that my flat would be crap after that. But we absolutely love it. La di da di da, let's scroll down. Oh, Karen, been at work a year now, got a 10% pay rise. That's great. Well done. Going, yay, school holes to catch you on a live. Yes, this is good newsy because I can't do things in advance. I find it really hard to plan in advance because I hate committing to, because like this morning, I was doing my listings and I thought, oh, I think I'm meant to be going out, but I'm like, I fancy going live and catching up with everybody because I can't do it. And I can't book. If I'd have thought, oh, I'll just let everybody know I'm going to be live Friday at 10, I'm like, well, what if I don't feel like being live at Friday at 10? What if I'm in a bad mood? I find that really hard to do. Merry Christmas, Bitter Sunflower. Morning, Chris. Chris B in the house. Where that's coming from. Let's go and get checked. Good luck, Karen. But I don't die. Yeah, talk to you later. How have my sales been? Thank you. Oh, yes, stick some questions in the chat for me. I've written some stuff down actually. So I've been totally neglected my Best Bud Vinted. But however, I'm going to have to work it out here because there's obviously less room. I think I'm at about almost half the size of Lady Jane Court. So I was like, should I just stop picking up clothing altogether? But I think just carry on picking up the really, really juicy stuff. And so I popped to somewhere. I don't like to give away everywhere. Okay. I popped somewhere with nice lights last Saturday with Maud and picked up a Jill Sander dress, wool. So it is one of those catch slipping things because it was $17.50, and it was next to like white stuff, shite stuff for 22 quid. And you're like, it's Jill Sander wool dress. Okay, I'll have that, thank you. And I've stuck it on my Best Bud for 80, and I've been sending out offers of 70, and I've had 2 offers of 60, which I've accepted, but neither have paid. So obviously the profit on that's pretty healthy. So I will carry on. Also, I picked up a couple of leather jackets, which I'm only making, well, maybe 15 quid on, but they've sold already whilst I've been here, I've picked them up and sold them. So per piece, I'm happy with that on our Best Bud, no fees. So what was that? Oh yeah, house sales. Yes, I've really neglected my Best Bud. So sales have gone down on there, and I was doing really well on there. I've been concentrating too much on Fibo, really. In a way, I need to do it. I need to get a balance, and hopefully I'll start to do that now. And obviously with all the moving and everything, it's been tricky to keep everything. And it was really tricky. I didn't get outsourcing for 2 weeks because of having to be here all the time, waiting for plumbers and deliveries and whatnot. So yeah, so I'll chat about eBay. Oh, RJ been buying a lot of regular choice shoes on Vinted. Oh, interesting. And the flip into the bay. How's the mentoring going with eBay? Yeah, so that's the startup scale up finish. I had my last session last Friday, which I was quite sad to have the last session, to be honest. I've definitely got a lot from it, a lot of stuff that was going over, and obviously she didn't know what I knew and didn't know, so it was reaffirming basics. But there was some just gems, the pearls of wisdom. I was like, are you sure? Yes. Like, okay. And it's so, bits of it were enlightening. However, having said that, the proof will be in the pudding. So I've been back on the Bay with my shop for 6 weeks. 6 weeks today, I think. And so I've got 252 listings currently. I'm adding 50 a week. The sales conversion, if you look at those things, is 0.9%, which I think is about what I used to run on before. It feels low to me, but the lady that was mentoring me didn't seem to, she thought that was fine. And she seemed overjoyed with like the other stats, which I never really look at. If anybody's interested in that Startup Scale Up program, she said if you Google it, eBay Startup Scale Up, it should take you into eBay to the area where you can apply for it. So anybody can apply for it. Yeah, 6 weeks. So yeah, ideally I want to get back to, I want to get back to £100 turnover days. And at the moment, my turnover, so the last 7 days was 366. So I need to double that. But for 6 weeks, and given that I will probably aim to run at about 1,000 listings in the future, it's not too shabby, actually. And the thing that is working, excuse me, income-wise is working, is that I've had most of this jewelry I've had a long time, because I was selling jewelry on eBay before a lot of things seemed to change, and I was like, this isn't working, and I closed down my shop and stopped doing the jewelry, and I just hung on to a lot of it. So my cost of goods is probably must be from the previous tax year. So the fact that I'm not having to just source all of this that I'm adding means that my income's okay right now. So and in the last week, I've had some good days, actually, and I was a bit excited. Let me see if I can go to my overview. So nothing yet today. So yesterday was just, what day is it? What did I have a no sale? What day is it? It's Wednesday, isn't it? Oh, so actually I had a no sales day yesterday, and Monday was only £30. And I'm sort of taking that as people are slowing down because it's not going to get there in time. But Sunday, £164 turnover, but then Saturday, nothing. But then Friday, £142 turnover. So it's still that thing. The roller coaster. But yeah, I got a bit excitable about that. However, then I was less excited when I had some returns, doesn't fit. I've got 4 returns open, and do you know what? It's all rings. Oh, actually, it would all be rings because most of what I sell. It's a real dumb thing to say. However, that's really made me think. And I stalk some other jewelry shops. And I'm like, yeah. And the lady that's returning 2 of them, I think she ordered 4, and she's returning 2, and as doesn't fit, because people just don't know their ring sizes. Even though you can buy like a finger measurer for like £3 probably delivered on Amazon, from Amazon, people just don't know their finger sizes. So that is an issue with rings, and it makes me want to move more into things where it doesn't, like earrings or pendants or bracelets, bracelets a little bit, but where you don't need to know your accurate finger size to try and cut down on the returns. So that's something I'm thinking about, although obviously I've got a lot of rings in stock. Who called to live? Merry Christmas to all. Merry Christmas, Nespresso. Catch you later, RJ. Parcels drop off. Good to see you back on morning chats. Missed them. Oh, that's nice. Maybe I should reinstigate morning chats. Should I do that? Just a quick catch up, because I do like in the morning straight away. I do my 10 listings. I could try and do a quick live afterwards, like a quick 15 minutes up to half an hour catch up. Let you know how things have been going, because you forget day to day everything that's been going on, don't you? So how's everybody else, and how's everybody else's sales? How's your Q4 been? I do feel like, it's probably for obvious reasons, that Q4 is not like the old Q4 from a few years back. Well, I know it isn't, but people are strapped. People have less money. And I know that I think a lot of people made huge returns people are getting as a result of people buying stuff and then maybe regretting or going, right, I can't afford it, and they've got to return it. Yes, to morning chats, please. I miss them. Oh, you asked for it. You're going to get it. I want to show you my rug. Let me see if I can just turn this around. You can see the rug from, this is some, oh, there you go. Rug shot. We unfurled that yesterday. So that's the replacement for the rainbow. Oh, it was so nice. Sat on our little beanbags last night with our feet actually on, not on wood. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think what else I've got to catch up on. It's been a week, hasn't it? Yeah. So I think plan-wise, it's not long till Christmas. We're going to Kew to see the lights tomorrow. I've been trying to get tickets for that for years and finally got them. Limelight, could you photograph your wings on top of a ruler? Just so people can see the dimensions. Well, I'll give them the dimensions. I'll give them because I've got my, oh God, I love this. Hang on, my tools are just down here. I've got this is my little toolbox that I get out every day to do my listings. So they get the, obviously the size from that, which not everybody knows. And then I've got my tool. So they get, in millimeters, they get the width of the band. And then I can also do, like width and length of the stone. And one of the returns actually, so it's 3 doesn't fit and 1, they were expecting it to be bigger than it was. And of course that gives me a defect as item not as described, and they get a free return. I don't care about the free return. I care about the defect. So you have to do report buyer, I think this is the process, because basically I want that defect off, because the measurements, every measurement I can freaking take, plus up to 24 pictures. I'd say my average pictures now must be 18 to 20. And sometimes I reach 24 pictures. So with 24 pictures and every possible millimeters you can possibly take, I should be covered, but we'll see. We'll see on that, because you know what eBay can be like of not covering. I mean, I couldn't give more of an indication of its size unless I start using cans of Coke. Yeah, but then also I think when people are buying on mobile, you have to click that bottom to open up all the details, and then maybe even there to say, oh, I can't give a stuff. I can't be like, yeah, I just like it, I'm just going to buy it. But you will get that. You will always get that. It's the same as when you're selling, if you've got something with a defect or a not working thing, you're selling it for parts, you will always get some bugger who says, this isn't working. Like, yeah, it's not working for parts. You'll always get somebody who doesn't. So I hate selling things with defects, because you'll always get somebody who's just buying blind and just, morning, Becca. How are you? How's your mosaics? Are you really busy? Do you do shows now? Not shows, fairs. And are you still doing the Bay? Looks like you've given everything. Yeah, I do. Obviously, since the startup scale up, I'm doing a lot more than I used to, which is an idea to cover yourself. And it's good if the buyer rather actually really wants to have a look and compare it to something they've got. Well, we'll see if eBay cover me on that. They freaking should. Because, obviously defects are the worry, because it's not just, it used to be if you go into low on your service metrics, if you go into below standard, it used to be 4% extra final value fee they charge. It's 6% now. which is massive, extra to what you're paying already in fees. But it's not just that. They will push your listings down. And so then to climb out of that hole when you're not being seen, hard work. So yeah, I want the defect off as a short of that. Yeah, so yeah, that's one of the tips actually is, I mean, we've heard all this before, and to be honest, before I thought, does that really make a difference? Well, and who knows? I'm still probably averaging one sale a day as I was from about the first week. So I'm keeping at it, but I need to. The main thing that I've learned in the last 6 weeks is don't neglect your best bud, Vera, because she will pay that. She will keep paying the bills. So I need a balance there. I need to get outsourcing more, to be honest. Becca, great, thank you. I've just finished a 3-meter tall giraffe, which will go to Cambridge City Centre next year. I think, have you been doing that well? Do I remember the giraffe, or did you do another one? Still having to doing jewellery on eBay and Etsy. Oh, that's amazing though, Becca. Well done. Yeah. Have I not? I must be following you on Insta. Or you're not putting it on Insta, because I haven't seen that. Sometimes I think people drop off of my Insta and I don't even notice. Yeah, so I think that'll do. I think that's all I need to chat about this morning. It's less offloading, which is nice. Did a dinosaur for Norwich last year. That's right. Wow, you could be doing one of these a year. You will have every town after you. It's top secret. What the draft looks like. Oh, so you can have an unveiling. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, how's your jewellery sales going then? And are you finding Etsy more difficult? I can't remember what the latest thing was. What was the latest scandal? There was the withholding money. And oh no, it's just that I read in the news with Etsy that they were laying off 11% of their staff, I believe, because of cash flow. And a lot of people saying that their stuff's not getting seen and their sales have gone down. See, it's really hard to monitor it, to evaluate. Is it the platform, or is it the time that we're living in at the moment? So people are strapped. We'll know by looking at what the big supermarkets are saying. Well, no, because people need food, and it might be something they'll still splurge on, but maybe big retailers, I should say, because they'll release trends, won't they? Jewelry sales absolutely crap. I'm dropping down my eBay shop size after Christmas. I did that initially. Yeah, it's worth. I'll tell you what, because I don't know if you follow my shop, and it's reopened. You can see I've really changed what I sell as well. I used to do fantastic with costume jewelry, absolutely fantastic. And then, I mean, it was always flooded, but it was like over the space of a month or two, the sales just disappeared, just tanked. I mean, you used to see me come on here with what was going out. And Karen as well she was doing great with jewelry, and then it just, I don't know if it was competition and just over flooded, saturated, or I just don't know. It just changed so much. And it's a bit like, I mean, eBay is so massive now, and so we're all fighting to get seen. And so at the moment, I think everything I've got is silver. Now I've got one Butler & Wilson big sparkly panda ring. I think everything else I have on there is silver. Which I'd started doing a lot of silver, but then when I reduced down and then closed my shop, I just did, I mean, you remember the amount of brooches I used to sell. I just sold off in huge job lots, brooches, costume rings, necklaces, everything. And it's like, I think, with clothing as well, unless you can source it cheaper than cheap, it's got to be something like a brand that's not totally saturated so that it still stands out. And obviously there's a lot of silver jewelry on there as well. And my complaint was, oh, yeah, I'm competing with people that are shipping it in from China and people can't tell that it's flimsy. And so even within silver, you've also got to be digging down into an area that is less saturated. Like, I mean, my fave is to find full UK hallmarks, and I love looking up on that. Oh, see that's a little Birmingham hallmark, or that's a London one. I am going to look that date up, look up the letters. I'm like, good, because I know there's going to be a demand for it because it's got that kind of quality mark about it, Good morning, Mel. Been interesting seeing different between eBay and Etsy now. I have almost the same number of listings on each. Wow. Next year they'll be totally even, so we'll see where the profits are best, sort of. Well, we look forward to a video on that. Yeah, because you've reduced your shop size, haven't you, on eBay? Have I got that right? And you used to, obviously, I stalk yours is one of the shops I stalk. You do all right with your costume, don't you? You do vintage costume. Do you just do vintage? But it's like the odd piece you can get sort of a reasonable amount for. But do you find your bread and butter average sale price is a lot lower these days? I feel like mine. I feel like not mine, because I'm not doing that at the moment. I feel like it went down what you could ask for. Becca, I think it's also the economic climate at the moment. Even market I attend sales have been rubbish. Yeah, just puts the fear into me for people that are struggling, to be honest. Literally feel the anxiety in my fingers for people. Yeah, it's one other thing I'm going to mention before I go. Will be 350 listings on each next year. So what's that? That basic shop? Might be able to push to 400 on each with a bit of effort. I asked the lady that was mentoring me. Was it called a mentorship? Yeah, it's a mentorship. I said, what do you have to do to get somebody like you, like on tap, that you can call and say, look what this numpty's done. Is there anything you can help me with? What can I do to get this removed? So, and she said, yes, it's the anchor shop where you get like invited to the concierge thing. And I was like, maybe that's something to aim for then, because, but it's like, what was the cost of it? About £350 to £400, something around that. I can't remember the exact amount a month. I was like, oh, it would be nice to be a big enough shop to have that facility, because just being a top rated seller and having a clean bill of health and 100% positive feedback is not enough. Mel, I get more for costume than silver. This is something I've always said, is that you can get a better margin on costume if you can get the right stuff or get it cheap enough. Okay, I'm reading. Vintage on Etsy and mixed on eBay. Have learned a bit about what sells best on each platform. Yeah, things definitely are best for different platforms. Still learning there. You'll always be learning, which is a good thing because you don't get bored, but it's always changing. Which is sort of in a way frustrating, but also, and this is the other thing, if you're having to learn still, or we're all having to learn still, then at least we are doing that and we're changing with the times, and that's going to help give us the edge. Average sale price down on eBay because I often put nicer pieces on Etsy. Yeah. Also, oh yeah, so I think the potential profit margin on costume can be larger. I feel like you need more. I don't know. I was going to say more listings on, but I don't even know that anymore. Certainly, the bigger with eBay, and this was said to me as well, the more listings you've got on, the better, because when the algorithm is comparing you against somebody else, bigger shop will give you points. Even though you're only looking at that one item, it will be looking at you as a seller as points to where to place you. Definitely got to be constantly researching. Yes, definitely. And trends of what's in fashion as well. I mean, pearls, I was saying a couple of years ago, it was all over the catwalks. I said pearls are coming in, and then everybody was wearing the little Vivi, was it a pearl choker with the, the planet thing on. And now, and I had so many pearls, and trying to flog those off, honestly, nobody wanted them. And now they're all after pearls. So maybe it takes about 3-4 years from the catwalk for it to really flood the high street. And at the moment people are talking about power jewelry. So I am thinking about like all these huge, these are all silver, but huge. Sometimes I'm putting power. Oh God, why can't I show you this? Power in there as a keyword, because power jewelry is coming in apparently, and big chunky bangles. Lovely, we'll have a big chunky bangle. I was going to say something inspirational then. Yeah, potential profits bigger on the costume. However, because of it's the same as because like people say, well, I had somebody offering to look out for gold for me, and I said the trouble with gold is the cost of goods is so near to what you can flog it on for generally, unless it's something that's got other selling points about it. The margins are a lot smaller, so your cost of goods is huge. So with the silver, I've been really, really thorough with my numbers. I know what I can spend, and interestingly, I'm getting some stuff out of those special cabinets. I love the special cabinets in charity shops. I love them. So I bought a bracelet that, if I can find it, it's on here, yeah. My little stuff is handily behind me. I got this last week from somewhere when I was out with Maud, and it's abalone shell, power abalone. What's really nice about it is the kind of pierced back, so it's silver. And I was looking through our cabinet, and I said, "So I'm going to rifle through." And I said, "Is this down from 30 to 10?" Should I mark them down after a couple of weeks? I said, "Do you?" Because I was looking at all the other stuff in there that's marked up, and I like that. I'll be popping back then. And I was like, so I'm not really with it on bracelets. So I thought, is 10 good then for this? And what was she doing marking it at 30? Yeah, appears, that's kind of an eBay price, 30, 35 or something like that. And anyway, I picked it up for 10 and it's on. It was also filthy, which helped me because I was able to clean it up. But it just goes to show, it started off at 30 and got reduced to 10 in the special cabinet. That's some reduction. And I'm here for it, I can tell you. It hasn't sold yet, mind you, but there you go. Mel, definitely better if I had 700 in one place, because people can then check out rest of shop. Yeah, people do that. They do. Yeah, people have messaged me saying I like this and this. And also I've had a coupon on for December of £10 off a £50 spend, and it's been used a few times. But there's been times when eBay was low and Etsy took off and compensated. That's the thing as well about Vera as well that I like, that I mustn't put all eggs in the Fibo basket again. Rachel, my jewellery sales are okay, and silver and gold especially, but this year I've made way more profit on selling collectibles. It's just a shame they take up more room to store. That's the thing. That's the thing. And the odd piece of clothing that I can't, like that Jill Sander dress, I'm like, no, and a couple of leather jackets. But mind you, they've come in and they've gone out within the space of, how long have we been here? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Quickly enough that I could store it if I don't have too much. And I'm the same with the collectibles. I don't know what collectibles you're into, but I've got a bit of a bit partial to a collectible as well, I've got to say. So I'm going to have to just, when we've actually got full furniture here, work out what storage I've got and not go over that. I probably, I mean, like, I want to say so no lampshades, but come on. If I can balance them off my handlebars at the boots and I see a nice couple lampshades that I like, they will be coming out. Yeah, so, and I was going to say something. Oh yeah, I know what it is. I want to show you one other thing then as well. And it was just about simple living. So this is going on longer than I was expecting. Now, same with collectibles on Etsy. I've made £20 on some 50p items. Well, it's just having that knowledge as well, isn't it? Which is the stuff that I absolutely love, where you're like, oh, thank you. You know, you're like looking at like, thanks. Yeah, 50p. Oh yeah, I love that. But the space in the packaging. Oh yeah, you're not into your packaging. I've been thinking about you recently when I'm just with all the jewelry and I'm just pulling out a little sheet of tissue paper and in a little bubble, I know it goes. Have to rein myself in and set boundaries. Yeah, I have actually. So I think I managed to sell all of my breakables before, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure before we moved. It's because I had a load of Cath Kidston mugs. I bought an is it LSE? No, that's London School of Economics, isn't it? Or is it LSE? I don't know. Some brand that sold at John Lewis and I got a plate with like Swedish Darla horses and stuff on it. Got that from a Chazza for a few quid and sold well, because obviously Christmas plate. And I had like some nice gooseberry Pyrex. I was like, you need to go before I move, because otherwise it's just going to get broken. LSA, that's it. Thank you. So I'm not really well up on stuff, but sometimes I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. I just wanted to show you. I did put this on my Insta yesterday. I just freaking love this sweetheart brooch. I think I got it in a lot, probably from the auction house, but I mean, it's pretty anyway. But it was only because I was looking at, and it's been sat for well over a year in a pot. It's only because I was stalking someone else's shop and so, oh, I've got something like that. And I don't know freaking why. I hadn't looked at it properly. But then when I delved into the, proper hallmarks on the back, it's 1900. Look at that. I love looking at and the clasp is like a real just a piece of metal bent round, because that's the age of it. I'm like, and it's only, unfortunately as well, I didn't even notice, Connie pointed out, one of the finials is missing from the end, which, given it's from 1900 is not, not surprising. So, and I've got interest on it. I think it's for about 30 quid, and it's silver, and these are probably gold, these little things. But it's one of those things as well, I think, this is so freaking old. Why is it only worth the same as a ring? Just incredible. But it's the demand, isn't it? Yeah. So, one last thing to mention as I'm just spilling as if I haven't seen anybody for weeks. I was watching, I don't know how YouTube has started flinging up to me again about people, American ladies living in RVs in America. And obviously I'm fascinated. And obviously I'll stop saying obviously. We have downsized, the girls, from like a 4-bed house. So it was about, what was the square footage of that? 1,700 square feet, was it? Does that sound right? I think so. And this is 600 odd, maybe 700 square feet, something like that. So not quite half, but but it's got what we need in it. Anyway, so you all know I do like the minimalist lifestyle in theory and simple living very much. And I just wanted to say this. I'm watching this lady who is, I don't know what her little van thing was called, what, it's make and that. But she said she actually was 70, 74, 76, 76, I think. Freaking incredible. And she's got a little walker and a cane, and she's driving this thing, and she's living, and she likes, the outdoor lifestyle. And she said she actually, a few years back, got a flat. And so she was in this little flat, and she said to her son, I don't like it. I want to go back to my van. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. And I don't know if it was her or another one. Somebody said that, oh no, I can't remember exactly what they said. They said about, it was what they were missing was this. I think it was, they said it was the simple. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back to it. They were basically saying about the simple life. And oh, that's right. No, I've got it. They said they actually like the flat was too big for them, even though it was a small flat. They like small spaces. That's it. And that was like, I was like, because you've seen my rabbit hutch bedroom. I love it in there. I love it. And where the sort of where you'd have a headboard usually, so there's a wall and there's a little bit of wall that comes out sort of just past my head as well. And I love that. And if that came out even further, I'd love it even more. Just to almost be enclosed, like a little cot. I love it. I mean, not everybody likes small spaces, but I don't like clutter, but I love small space. And she said she loves small spaces. And that was really I was amazed by that, because I thought, I love small spaces. And I've never heard, I don't think I've heard other people talking about that. I thought I was just weird. I thought some people did like micro living and that because they lived in a city or for costs, but I hadn't heard anybody actually say, I like small spaces. I just felt good about that, because I thought, so do I. I feel good. And because I might only stay here for 4 years till hopefully Maud goes to uni, so and I might sell up and go somewhere else, which I like to move around. I like to get about. Becca, my dream is eventually to sell everything and buy a van. Yeah, well, I've a couple of people in my family, including my brothers, talking about buying a van and going traveling and stuff. And at the time when I was hearing about this, I was looking like this flat wasn't going to come off and everything was going tits. And I was like, I can't really listen to this right now, because it sounds something like so magical to me to go off in a van that I don't need to know about it right now, because my life is going tits currently. Would make an interesting YouTube channel. Yeah, a lot of the people that they interview on this channel seem to all have their own YouTube channels as well. Only problem, I won't be able to fit my cement mixer in a van. No, you need a little studio in a field and your van where you can park your van. I've sold it. There you go. One day I will. Steph, good morning, do you find you sleep better in a bedroom with not much stuff in it? I feel better. I sleep better in somewhere that's. Thing is, I've never stuffed much stuff into my bedroom anyway, and things have been a bit chaotic with. So even here, I started. It's bizarre, because before the radiator got fixed in my little rabbit hutch, I was sleeping in the same room as Maud, because she's got that big suite, and I was sleeping like a baby in there. And I said, this is so nice, because it was so warm and cozy. And then I moved into the rabbit hutch and I started waking up at 5 again. And I was like, what the hell's going on? Because I've got the radiator fixed. That's another thing ticked off the list. What's the matter? There was some other stresses going on. So that's probably what the matter is. And now I've just settled down again. Yeah. What was the question? Probably in a cluttered room, I wouldn't sleep well because I don't like clutter. It messes with it gets under my skin. So probably the short answer is yes. That sounds perfect. Yeah. Oh God, can you imagine if we all ended up with our little vans and then we were like traveling places and then you might bump into each other on a site somewhere or just somewhere where you were camped up for the night. Oh. I'm just going. Evening and Merry Christmas, Dawn Sherry Paul. Yeah, thank you for joining me. That was really nice to catch up or to talk at you a lot. 11:45. I need to go and sit in a jacuzzi somewhere or a steam room. Girls are on half day, although obviously they can look after themselves. But I'll get distracted once they're about. Yeah, I might, if I don't talk to you all before Christmas, yeah, have a lovely Christmas. Thanks, Rachel. I might be, but if not, have a lovely Christmas and speak to you soon. Bye-bye, don't die.